Hello, this is Marvelyn Brown with Inner Word Business Services. Today we're going to talk about WordPress, and I thought it was only fitting that I make a video about WordPress because this site is about WordPress, right? And so I'm going to talk about WordPress and how you can use it to monetize your hobbies and interests. So what is WordPress? WordPress is a platform. It's a content management system that you can use to communicate with an online audience. Now, no coding or design skills are needed to build an amazing blog or website. There are two versions of WordPress. There is WordPress.org, which is the software. It's the open source software. And there is WordPress.com, which is the service. So WordPress.com helps you to use the software, which is WordPress.org. So basically, this company has set up this service for people who don't want to, some people think that it's really hard and it's really complicated to set up a blog or website. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Setting up a WordPress.org site gives you a lot more flexibility, and it gives you the ability to have the blog or the website or the online business that you really want without the constraints that you might have when you set your business up on someone else's platform. So when you think about WordPress.com, think about setting your business up on someone else's platform. So the company that provides the service is going to put your blog or your website on their servers. So once they put your stuff on their server, they get to call the shot. So they get to tell you, what you can do, what you can't do, and it's only fair. They're the ones that have your business basically on their property. And so if you go outside of their terms for whatever reason, they can shut you down. It's just like having your business set up on Google or Facebook or any of the other platforms out there, Etsy, all of those places can shut you down if you go outside of their terms of service. So keep that in mind. And the thing of it is, WordPress.com is a service, but you really, when you have tools and resources available that we're going to show you, it's really not necessary to have this service. So I put WordPress.org in blue so that you could see that that is where we are going to focus. So on this site, we're going to talk about the software, which is an open source software. And we're going to utilize that. We're going to show you how to utilize that to start an online business. Now, WordPress is also famous for its ease of use and installation. So you can have a blog or website. And let me just back up. You can have WordPress installed on your blog or website in about 10-15 minutes. It doesn't take long, and it's not a complicated process. The best thing about WordPress is that it is free. And so that's another myth that, has kind of been circulating. And that is that it costs a lot of money, to have a blog or a website. It's complicated. You have to be a programmer. You need design skills. All these things are floating around about starting a blog or website, and that is totally not true. So WordPress is free. There are no coding or design skills needed, and there are so many economic opportunities available for anyone who wants to start an online business. There are people like me who are out here, showing you how to do it. You just, follow my lead and you will have a thriving online business. And so you can utilize WordPress.org to, kind of change your economic situation. Maybe you want to do something on the side, like a side hustle. Maybe you want something full time. Maybe you want to have something that is more flexible, that enables you to take care of your other obligations, whatever those are. There are a lot of people who freelance in WordPress. So they learn WordPress and then they go out to a place like Upwork and they put their services on Upwork and they do freelance work for people who are looking to build or modify their websites. So lots of great economic opportunities are available for anyone who wants to to start a blog or a website, and WordPress will enable you to do that. Now, besides the economic opportunities, WordPress enables people to share their stories, their ideas. It helps them to build communities and do lots of awesome things. So to me, you really can't go wrong if you set up a WordPress site. You can set it up, you can learn how to monetize it, and you may not become a millionaire, but it may give you some extra income. It may show you some skills that you can use to evolve or transition into a freelancer. Lots of opportunities can result from learning how to use WordPress. So if you're interested in this, the first thing I would suggest is that you take stock and review your interests. Now, what that means is that you are going to sit down and think about, it's not like rocket science or anything, but you need to understand and have a clear understanding of some of the things that might interest you. You want to look at your skills, maybe things that you've worked on in the past, maybe some of the jobs that you have had, maybe the job that you're doing now. If it's something that you really like doing, you can pursue that. Maybe you have a hobby that you've done your entire life and you know it like the back of your hand. You can also pursue that as well. And then things that you're interested in, don't just think about your skills and your hobbies, think about the things that truly interest you. So maybe something that you've kind of been putting off, you've always been interested in it and you've kind of dabbled in it, but you haven't really pursued it. That might also be an area that you want to look at. So once you think about your interests, you can just kind of write down a few of your interests, and we actually have a worksheet that I will show you how to access here in a moment. But you can access that worksheet, or you can write down some of your notes on things that you're going to be interested in. Once you have done that, then you want to find a profitable niche. And you want to find something that is related to your hobby, skills, and interests. So a niche is nothing more than a specialty. So when you think about doctors. So when you go to the doctor, you may have a general practitioner, someone who knows a lot about numerous areas. And so you go to a general practitioner, they kind of look at you and they determine that you might need to go see a specialist. So then they send you to someone who that doctor has niched down into a specialty. So if you have a problem with your, with your stomach, then you're going to go to a gastroenterologist. And that is a specialty, under the umbrella of medicine. So you have general practitioner, you have specialist. So when you narrow down your interest to a niche, then you become a specialist. And guess what? And this is even true when it comes to doctors. If you have a general practitioner, they make a certain amount of money. But when they specialize, when you go to a specialist or a surgeon, people who have really niched down and they only deal with a certain area, those folks make a lot more money. Those doctors that are specialists and the surgeons make a lot more than the general practitioners. And it's the same way with an online business. The more you niche down and the more you cater to a specific audience, it's going to help you in so many different ways that we will show you. So then step 2, once you've niched down, once you've figured out what niche you want to specialize in, then you're going to go out and you're going to look for products and services in your niche. Now, these are going to be things that you're interested in using and sharing with an audience. So we'll go back to the fishing example. So you've been fishing your entire life. You love it. You know it like the back of your hand. There are probably already products and services that you've been using over the years that there's some that you like a lot. There's some that you don't like that much. There is equipment. You probably know the high-end equipment, the low-end equipment. You probably have techniques that you have practiced and honed over the years. And so you can share all of that with your audience, and we can show you how to earn from that. So once you have a product or service or both in your niche that you would be interested in sharing with an audience, you want to move on to step 3. Now, step 3 is going to involve creating content. So content is nothing more than information. So you want to create content about your hobby, your niche, and your products. And you are the expert because you've been doing this your whole life. Even if you've been doing something for a year or a few months and you've learned things about, a specific area, you know a lot more about it than a lot of people in the general public. And so you can use WordPress to communicate your tips, your recommendations, your tools, and products that you recommend to an online audience. Now, here are just a few things that you can do with WordPress. In addition to, you know, um, freelancing or learning WordPress so that you can show other people how to use WordPress, kind of like what I'm doing. You can set up a blog, you can set up a website, you can start an online store or a shop, you can do a membership site, and you can sell access. So basically, with a membership site, you're selling access to certain tools, certain resources, etc. And you can create a community around a specific topic like fishing, and then you can, have people pay for membership to your community. Once your community gets big and you're really doing well, you can start a membership site, and that will enable you to monetize your WordPress site. You can also do a podcast. So I just started a podcast, and I'm really enjoying it because it gives people another way to access my content. So instead of reading it or instead of viewing it on a video, they can just listen. So while they're driving down the highway, or while they're on their way to work, or maybe they're sitting waiting for someone in a waiting room, they can just turn on the podcast and listen and get the content that way. So it's a really great way to have another format that you can use. Now, when you think about your topics, some people might say fishing. Fishing, really? Do you think that that's something that I could really make money with? Let me tell you, I listened to a podcast the other day, and this lady was, she basically built her business around houseplants and how to take care of houseplants. Now, she was saying that she was making like lots and lots of money doing this particular niche. There are so many different things that people are talking about online. And so you might think that, houseplants is something that people would not be interested in. And that's why it's really important for you to do your research. And we show you how to do research as well. You want to research your niche to find out if it's profitable. Are there other people out there that are selling or promoting, what you want to promote? And if other people are doing it, especially if I would say that if you have a niche that some of the larger corporations are promoting, I would say that you probably have a niche that is worth pursuing, because large companies do not promote things that are not profitable. So if some of your large sporting goods places are promoting fishing, then I would say that you would be pretty smart to hop on the bandwagon. Now, you may not be able to compete on the level of a major corporation. However, even if you get a small, do you know how many people there are on this planet? And, if you can get a small percentage of the industry, the money that's being made in the fishing industry, then that would be enough for maybe, you to quit your job or to improve your life in some way. And so don't think about it in terms of what you feel. Think about it in terms of the research that you do and what's going on in the world around you. And we kind of show you how to do all of that stuff as well. So just think about, this is just, the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the things that you can do with WordPress. But we're going to show you how to do these things and get you off to the best start if you decide that you want to pursue this. So then step 4. So here are the resources that we will provide for you. So if you go to innerwordservices.com /foundation, if you just follow this link, you're going to find a hobby, skills, and interest inventory. So all that is just, we just made a download, and it's about maybe 1.5 pages. It gives you a few questions. You answer those questions, and that is going to give you, it's going to help you to kind of hone in on your interests, on your hobbies, on your skills. And don't disregard skills that you have learned, whether you have been working or maybe you volunteered, or just through your life experience you have developed skills in addition to your hobby, in addition to your interests. You also have, you will find at this innerwordservices.com foundation, you will also find a survey that will give you great feedback. Now, it's not scientific, there's nothing scientific about it, but it will give you some feedback on the kind of business that you should start. You answer about maybe 4 or 5 questions, and then it will give you some feedback. There's also a video that shows you how to find a niche using this skills inventory in this first step. So you're going to be able to, when you go through these exercises, you will be able to understand more about your hobbies, your skills, and the things that you might want to pursue. You're going to learn and get feedback on the kind of business that you might want to start. And then you're also going to be able to learn how to find a niche related to your hobby, skills, and interests. So these are really simple steps that you can take. It won't take you long. And if you do that, then that's going to really give you some great information that you can use to get started. So you're here on the site. Check out our video tutorials for everything WordPress. And then if you have questions about the mechanics and how to start a business, and you want to get some business ideas that you can use for your side hustle or your full-time business, then you want to head over to InnerWord Business Services, and you're going to learn how to build a thriving online business. And that is really my goal in setting up this site, is to help you get started and give you the information, the background information you need to be successful. So thanks for watching this video. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and just check out this all the video tutorials, and there will be more videos coming down the road. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.